Hello, and welcome to German Diction Class 4, Backing Vowels. In this video, we'll be reviewing the rules for forward vowels, learning rules for backing vowels, oo, o, ah, and doing some listening exercises. First, let's review some of the rules we've done in the past lectures. So we remember a vowel followed by a single consonant is long and closed, as in bieten. A vowel plus H is long and closed, as in ihre. A vowel plus a double consonant is short and open, like bitten. And whenever we have a written IE, we say E. So take a moment and look at these words over here on the left, and you should be able to say most of them without any sort of help. They're all words that we've gone over the rules for. So just take a moment, pause the video, look it over, and when we come back, I will repeat them so you know if you're right or not. So starting on the left and going down, we have Wasser, stehen, werden, viel, zagen, beste, siehe, saß, nimmer, mit, weh, Herz, letzt, will, fassen, schaffe. Hopefully there were no major surprises there. If things weren't as clear as you had hoped, you can always go back to a previous video, either video 2 or 3, to find out more about those rules before going forward. And it's very important that we have this foundation before going forward. So now, the same basic rules apply for the backing vowels that apply for the forward vowels. A vowel plus a single consonant is long and closed, a vowel plus a written H is long and closed, and a vowel plus a double consonant is short and open. Now, the backing vowels are made by adjusting the lips. You remember that the forward vowels are made by adjusting the tongue. So this is kind of the opposite. They're made by forming the lips, with the lips. There's a tendency for the backing vowels to go too far back in the throat, and then they cut off the resonance, or they become too closed and cut off the resonance. And so that's something to look out for, and something we'll talk about as we go along. The other thing to remember about the backing vowels is that the tongue stays in a fairly neutral position, meaning it doesn't move up or down very much. So here we have our first backing vowel, oo, and this is long and closed, and the lips are very far forward. This is the most closed backing vowel. The tongue, again, stays flat, and it's much more supported than the English oo. There's a lot of different pronunciations of oo in English. Oo, oo, oo. The German one is very pure and forward sounding. Oo, do, ooh. So you can do that and make sure the lips are nice and forward and that the sound matches the one I'm making. Ooh, ooh. The next vowel we have is the open version of the last. Oh. And this is short and open, and the lips are slightly more open, a little more lower, and the tongue again is flat. When we sing this, and we'll see this in a bit, we tend to close it a little bit because oh is kind of hard to support. So it's somewhere between the actual spoken vowel of oh and the closed oo sound. So that's something that you have to play with your own voice and try to find out where that sounds best and sounds most accurate. So that's something we can play with in class. Now we come to a sound that doesn't exist unless you live in Minnesota. This is the closed O sound. Again, this is long and closed. The lips are forward, and it's closer to oo than it is to O. So you might want to experiment like we did with the closed E vowel. It's closer to E than it is to E. But you can ooh, ooh, ooh. That's the vowel we're going for. Ooh. Just something to be careful of if you're a native English speaker is that it doesn't get two sounds. It's not oh, but really a pure one sound monophthong ooh sound. So try that a few times. If it's not clear, do that little exercise we just did. This one might take a little while. Or if you think of someone you know from Minnesota, imitate them. Now we come to the last backing vowel, aw. And this is short and open, and the lips are round, but the mouth is still open. So, aw, aw, aw. One thing we want to be careful of is that it doesn't become ah, the ah sound. So the lips still need to be rounded. The tongue is almost in the same place. So try that a few times. Aw, aw, aw. Now we have a little exercise where we go from the most closed backing vowel to the most open backing vowel. And we'll do this on one continuous stream of air so that we really feel the connection between them and the relationship between them. And like some of the other exercises we've done, this may seem a little funny and uncomfortable, but I assure you that it's really going to help in defining the vowel and also finding it in your own voice, because every person is different. We're going to make these slightly differently. There are guidelines for how we make these, and there's a sound that it has to sound like in order for us to perceive it as an ooh or an oo or an or an aw. And this is really a great exercise for finding those sounds in our own voice. So I'll do it once more. Ooh. And notice how the lips move and where they move and when they're exactly in that vowel position. It's knowing the exact vowels is like knowing the exact notes you're singing. If you're unsure of the notes you're singing, you're probably not going to sing them as well as if you do. And the same is true of these vowel sounds. So do this exercise a few times until you really feel comfortable making these sounds. And when you're done with that, we can go on to this next exercise, which is very fun. So here you see all the backing vowels, the ah, which is neutral, and then the four forwarding vowels. We're going to do the same thing and try to make them all and feel the connection between them. I'll do this once. And yeah, that's something. So do that once more. You can pause the video and try it yourself, and then come back and listen. If you're able to do this comfortably, you really have a good understanding and ability to make all the sounds that we've gone over so far. If this is still difficult, go slowly and just be very aware of what's moving when, and if something doesn't sound right to you, ask a friend or ask me or a teacher what needs to change. Is it the lips aren't forward enough? Is the tongue too high? Sometimes they all get mixed up, and in next video we'll talk about mixed vowels, which is combinations between these. But in order for us to do that, these 9 vowels really need to be solid first. So again, do this until it feels comfortable. And if you want to try it the other way, you go right ahead. Or now that we have a good idea of how we say those sounds, we're going to look at when we say those sounds. So, before you go forward, get out a piece of paper and make these 4 columns and put the IPA symbols at the top. Ooh, ah. Once you have that down on a piece of paper, I'm going to read these words and I want you to put them in the correct column. So you don't have to know the rules yet, I just want you to do it based on listening. So I'm going to read from the left and go down and continue on to each column. So on the top left we have tun, Mund, Fluch, Wunden, Toll, Uhr, Mut, Lobe, Ruhe, Buch, Sonne, von, Hochzeit, suchen, Gott, Ton, soll, nun, Loch, unter, untreu, Trost, Ungeduld, ohne, wohne, Brunnen, Mutter, hoch, Wonne. So if you have to, go back and listen to those again. And if you feel confident that you have them all in the right place, then continue on. And as we go through these words, I'd encourage you to speak them after I do. So it's not just you hear them, but that you also start pronouncing them and getting the sounds into your body. So for the oo sounds, the closed oo, we have Ruhe, Buch, suchen, tun, Fluch, Uhr, Mut, nun. In the open O column, we have Mund, Wunden, Ungeduld, Brunnen, Mutter, unter, untreu. In the third column, the closed O sound, we have Lobe, ohne, wohne, hoch, Ton, Trost. And in the fourth and final column, the open O sound, we have Sonne, Hochzeit, toll, Wonne, Gott, soll, Loch. Now, if you take a moment and look at all these words and the spellings and the sounds, I think you'll notice that the rules, as we mentioned, stay pretty much the same. A vowel followed by a single consonant or an H is long and closed. A vowel followed by a double consonant is short and open. And there's a few small exceptions here and there, and we're going to look at those now. So, for oo, the closed oo sound, we have a written U plus a single consonant, and a U plus a written H, not a surprise. And here's one that happens very often, U plus a written CH, and we find this in words like Buch and suchen, Fluch. So that's very often, but not always. So you always want to check that in a good dictionary before you make any sort of commitment to the pronunciation. Next, we have the open O, and we find this again with a U in a double a written U followed by a double consonant, and we also see it in the prefix un, U, a written UN. And if you look on the left column of the third word down, Ungeduld, and the last word, untreu, it means not or un. Ungeduld means impatient, and untreu means unfaithful. So anytime you see that, it's always an open O sound, and it's also stressed. That's where the stress goes in the word. It changes the stress of the word. And also in the preposition For the closed O sound, it's a written O plus a single consonant, or a written O plus H. Again, not a big surprise. Here are some important exceptions. Hoch. We see that the CH is there, and that is a double consonant, but this is an exception to the rule. So hoch, and then Trost, which means comfort, and then Prost, which is cheers. So if you're having a beer, only beer, they say something different for wine. Prost, nice closed O, and raise your glasses high. And for the open O sound, written O plus a double consonant. So again, it follows the same rules as before. And also, it's very important to know in the prepositions von and vom, you're going to see these quite a bit. If you're comfortable with these rules, feel you can end the video now. But I would encourage you to practice this next text. We're going to do it in the next class. We're going to all recite this text. And the more you practice beforehand, the more we have to do in class. Meaning the more detail we can go into in class. So please, if you do have the time, do go over this. We're also going to review some of the old rules from past weeks. So it will be a great review. Here we have An die Musik, which was written by Franz Schober, and it was set to music by Franz Schubert. It's a very famous poem, a very famous song. And here is the English translation. Just take a moment. It's kind of like what every artist goes through at some point and how art plays a role in his or her life. And here's a reading of it by a friend of mine, Christina Reber.
Du holde Kunst, In wie viel grauen Stunden, wo mich des Lebens wilder Kreis umstrickt, hast du mein Herz zu warmer Lieb entzunden, hast mich in eine bessere Welt entrückt. Oft hat ein Seufzer deiner Harf entflossen, ein süßer, heiliger Akkord von dir, den Himmel besserer Zeiten mir erschlossen. Du holde Kunst, ich danke dir dafür.
So we should also be able to fill in all these blanks right here. You can either do it on a piece of paper or mentally. However you do it is fine. It's just important that you understand the concepts. So let's go through this and see how we do. So we'll speak through this first one. So in this first word, we have a U, followed by nothing, so it's a closed oo sound, do. The next one, a written O, followed by two consonants, so that's going to be open, holde. The next one, the written U is followed by more than two consonants, so it's definitely going to be open, O, and that final ST, that's not in the beginning of the word, so it's st, st. Next word, this is one of those small words, those preposition words, so it's a open I sound, in. Next, a written W, v, a written IE, e, a written V, f, and another written IE, e. This next word we really haven't gone over, so I'll just give it to you, grauen. This next one, a written ST at the beginning of a word, st. U followed by two consonants, O, open O sound. And next one, a written W, V, a single O, nice and closed. Next one, a written I followed by two consonants, mich. The next one is a it's article, but it's an exception to the rule, des, and the S is the final S, so it's unvoiced s. The next one, a written E followed by one consonant, is E, closed E sound, lieben, and then that final S is pronounced as s. And then we have a written W, so it's a V followed by a written I and two consonants, so an open wilder, and then this next one we really haven't gone over, Kreis, and then remember that preposition is always pronounced with an open O sound, even when it's part of another word, strikt. Oh, I gave it away. But the STR is str. The I followed by double consonant is open. Strikt. So here we have it. I'll just speak it through once. Du holde Kunst, in wie viel grauen Stunden, wo mich des Lebens wilder Kreis umstrickt. So just make sure you got all that. I'll walk you through this next one, and then I'll let you do the rest of them on by yourself. Hopefully this has been enough review, and if you already had enough of this, you can pause it and then skip ahead a minute or two and get to the answer. But here we have a written A followed by a double consonant, so it's a short A. The ST at the end of a word is st. Again, we come to this U followed by nothing, so it's closed and long. Du. Next word, mein. This next one I shouldn't have given you, but you know that it's a open and then the final Z is a ts. This next one, written Z, is also ts, followed by U, zu. And we come to our friend the W, v, and an A, a written A, followed by two consonants, short A. Then we have a written IE, which we remember is E. A written E followed by two consonants, and then that written Z is ts, followed by a U and a double consonant, unden, entzunden. Then we have the same word again, hast. Next word, I followed by two consonants, mich. We have this short preposition, so it's open, in, eine, and then a written E followed by two consonants, bessere, so open, and again a written E followed by two consonants, and sorry, I forgot the W, Welt entrückt. Hast du mein Herz zu warmer Lieb entzünden? Hast mich in eine bessere Welt entrückt. So there's that all written out, and I'll leave you to do the last two parts by yourself now that we've gone over all these rules again and refreshed our memory. So you might want to pause the video, and when you're all done writing it down or going through it mentally, come back. So here are the last two parts. Oft hat ein Seufzer deiner Harf entflossen, ein süßer, heiliger Akkord von dir. Den Himmel bessere Zeiten mir erschlossen, du holde Kunst, ich danke dir dafür. If you'd like it broken down even more, like we've been doing in the past, the ends of the past videos with just the vowels, you can continue. And if not, I will see you in class next time, and we'll be practicing this text some more. So again, just make sure you know the rules that we've gone over in this video. That's the most important things, and the rules from the past weeks. But it is good. The more you practice this stuff, the better it gets, and the more we're able to do in class. So here continuing on, we have, we can identify all the vowel sounds. Why don't we just go through these? So we did that quickly because you know the concepts behind that, and you can just go back as many times as you want or need to make sure that that's correct. Now together, we'll go very slowly at first. And again, remember, it's better to go slowly and sustain everything and have some sort of direction than to get each word and sound correct but have it be choppy. So go as slowly as you need to do and then increase the speed. So, du holde Kunst, in wie viel grauen Stunden, wo mich des Lebens wilder Kreis umstrickt, hast du mein Herz zu warme Lieb entzünden, hast mich in eine bessere Welt entrückt. Oft hat ein Seufzer deine Harf entflossen, ein süßer, heiliger Akkord von dir, den Himmel bessere Zeiten mir erschlossen. Du holde Kunst, ich danke dir dafür. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I will see you next week.